I was definitely looking forward to Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted, because I really loved the second film. The first film is good as well. And I did enjoy it, but I'd say it's the weakest of the three. This was released in 2012. It's directed by Eric Darnell, Conrad Vernon, and Tom McGrath, and it's written by Eric Darnell and Noah Baumbach, and we have a brilliant voice cast, of course, including, to name just a few, Ben Stiller, Chris Rock, David Schwimmer, Jada Pinkett Smith, Sacha Baron Cohen, Cedric the Entertainer. Obviously, solid voice cast. And this follows the character's journey. And in this one, they're joining a circus. As the title suggests, this is a European circus, and it's largely about these new characters. I will say it focused more on the new characters, the other circus animals, than our usual characters. That's not to say our usual characters like Alex and the others don't get a look in. They absolutely do. But I feel like I would have liked it to have been a little bit more weighted with them and to see things from their perspective. I didn't dislike the new characters, and I can understand why 3 films in they might want some fresh meat. But I would have liked a bit more focus on our beloved favourite characters that we've grown to know and love over the 2 previous films. And in general, the narrative was fine. The pacing was not too bad, but there were times when it did feel a little slow, like it maybe wasn't moving as quickly as I would have liked it to have done. I was curious, though, to find out what would happen, where they'd end up by the end of the film, and I'll talk about the ending in a moment. I won't really spoil the ending, but just in case you don't want to know anything at all about the ending, I'll give a spoiler warning at the end. But in general, the narrative worked well. Circuses are always really fun settings for animation because there are so many opportunities for bright colours, and they definitely lend into that, and it definitely worked really well. And I do like the new animals. We have a tiger I'm particularly fond of. So it's not that I didn't like them, it's just that I think we had maybe, compared to the other 2 films, it was not weighted in favour of Alex and Marty and Melman and the others. So it was a good film. I enjoyed it. I do think it's the weakest of the 3, but it's still not terrible. The other 2 are pretty amazing. This one, I'd say it's still better than good. I wouldn't watch it again, I don't think, but I would still look forward to the 4th one. I'm definitely unsure of what's going to happen with the 4th. That's if we even get a 4th. It seems like the idea is there, but I don't know if it's had any forward movement at all. I'd be happy if we get a 4th film. But if we don't, if this is the final, it's not a bad way to end things. Not my favourite, but it still works well. The narrative is a fun concept. The pacing is generally good. The new characters are interesting enough. And in general, I'm happy with it. I will now talk about the ending. I'm not going to say what happens at the end. I don't want to give it away. But I will say how I feel about it in a roundabout way. So this is the last thing. Actually, the music, love it. Really enjoyed the music in this one. Now this is the last thing that I have to say about the film. At the end, it looked like everything was being wrapped up nicely. And it looked like the end of the journey. And I did initially think, well, if this is the end, what could they possibly do with a 4th film? But then things took a very different direction in the last couple of minutes. And it seems like they no longer know where they want to be and where their home truly is. And I don't know if I love that, but it does leave us open to more adventure. So I didn't love the ending, and then I did, and then I didn't, and then I realised maybe this is for the best. So I'm in 2 minds about how I feel with the ending. If you have any strong thoughts either way, please feel free to share. I definitely didn't hate it though. Definitely not. So in general, I thought it was good. Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted, is a good film. Definitely not my favourite. I think maybe the second one is my favourite, closely followed by the first, I think. But it's a close tie. The third one, still a pretty good film. And if you like the other 2, then needless to say, I'd say the third one is definitely worth watching.